with the Lizardmen versus my Orcs, and now we're on the Orc turn 3. On this turn, I declare my Wa. Doesn't really go as well as I thought. The Savage Orcs, they fail, so they lose a couple. That one block of Orcs just right at the tower, they fail and lose a couple. The one thing that was good was that unit on the just right of the Night Goblins, they kind of wheeled up because it turned out that the Source Cav were actually closer. It was deceiving because of how those models had to be displaced because of the way the hill was. But so they were able to see there and charge into the flank of the Source Cav. And what we could see from there is, they killed off the crew. I beat them with a lot of combat res, but they held. So they're there to try and get rid of those skirmishing skinks. The chariot charged them and caught them, so those skirmishing skinks are gone. I also charged my left chariot into that combat, had his rank skinks and the flying skink, crushed them, and then overran so that the chariot hit into the Razordons, and the fast cav are holding up his cav. Otherwise, my units are just kind of still trying to wheel up and be ready to do anything. But the thing that kind of worried me, I actually had to pull back my main Night Goblin unit because my support on the right side is kind of gone because of how it's all just dealing with what he has, this breakthrough that he had. So if I was to charge through up with the Night Goblins, I just find myself out in the middle of nowhere. Otherwise, my shooting, I can't really think of it doing very much this turn. No, I don't think it did anything. So, but at least, combat, I got a lot done. So that's good. There's just a close-up of how I kind of broke through here on the left side. Here's a picture of me in the flank of those Source Cav. Right, Lizardmen, turn 3. The Chameleon Skinks move up on the left. The only charge I had was I had the rank skinks on the right side charge into the flank of the chariot just to kind of hold it up, and that's what it did. I know that the war boss is frenzied, so I rushed up the swarm just to bait it out while I move up my line to kind of counter. My pterodons went and flew over the fast cav that was on the right side. Only managed to kill one model. They passed their panic. Oh, sorry, I killed 2 and they passed their panic. But then from my shooting, I killed 1. They failed. So they ran off. Then otherwise in combat, the fast cav on the left were killed, and one Razordon was killed, but held in combat. Here's just a better picture of the fast cav versus pterodons on the right side. It's turn 4. So seeing as how I had to charge out, I didn't want to sacrifice the entire unit, so I charged the war boss out at the swarm. My BSB charged that one rank skinks, just trying to break through, and unfortunately, because of animosity, you'll see that the unit on the left failed, and so they're stuck, and yeah, that's kind of too bad. But at least the fast cav on the right, they rally. Savage Orcs are starting to move in. The Night Goblins move further back to try and not get destroyed, and combat goes not too bad as the Source Cav on the right run off the board. I actually now lose combat against the Razordon, but I hold. Of course, the Savage Orc War Boss kills the swarm, but not until he takes a wound first from the poison. The BSB only killed 2, so that unit got all held up and nothing happened there. At least from the shooting, you see that last Source Cav is just down to 3 models down, so they're not really all that effective, and they're pinning in the Spear Source. Now we're on Lizardmen turn 4, and the first thing I want to show is the 2 generals. I charged into that war boss, so we're going to have that matchup after all. Just get right to it. I got lucky. Well, the Lizardman side got lucky. One attack got through with this needing to wound, and then when it was time for my armor save, I rolled a 1. So just like that, boom, the war boss is dead, and that's bad news for the Orcs. On the board, the Source Cav on the left is just moving up to try and block them. The one Skink Priest went into the woods. He actually miscast, this way he has a wound there. And then the spear units are just moving up. What else happened here? The combat between the BSB and the Skinks is still a hold. The Skinks find the chariot, beat the chariot, and chase them to where they are there. And the pterodons charged the wolves, thinking that I was going to easily kill them, and I held, knowing that if they killed me and overran, then they'd hit into Savage Orcs. But I pretty much whiffed my attacks and then took a wound back from the fast cav. So that actually got all held up there. So Orcs turn 5, and Animosity hurts me again, as the one block on the left there that should have been fighting his Source Cav, they failed and are stuck, and my Savage Orcs are stuck as well. So what can you really do? The Night Goblins see that they're coming and just kind of move back so that only the one unit can charge them. The unit that had beat the Cav on the right side turns around and shooting kills one more Saurus Cav, and that's pretty much it. And in combat, oh, I should also say both chariots failed to rally and went off the board. And yeah, the BSB is still in combat with the Skinks. And now on the right side, again, the Pterodons did nothing to the Fast Cav. The Fast Cav killed off one of the Pterodons, and the Pterodons ran away. And on their next turn, they're actually going to run off the board. So surprising combat abilities of my Fast Cav. Turn 5. The main spear unit in the center charged the Night Goblins. They flee and get away. I charge into his Orcs on the left side there. That combat I actually end up losing because of all the static res, but I hold. The spears on the other side are moving towards to engage the ones from the hill. The rank Skinks up there that had beaten his chariot go and take out another spear chukka, and then his BSB beats my Skinks and decides the hold there. And we're at last turn Orcs, and boy was it a good rally. The unit on the left failed Animosity, so they couldn't charge the Source Cav, so nothing there. But the other one, like the one on the right, charged the block, and you can see what happened is they both beat those Spear Source, which surprised me, and took their banners. They got away, so they're not wiped out. But hey, you know, won that combat. The Night Golems even rallied as well, and they just kind of reformed so that they can't be charged last turn, unless the Scarvet charges out by himself, and that could be a little bit suicidal. And then finally, Lizardmen turn 6. Both those fleeing units rally, so no points for that. Even those rank Skinks, the BSB had beaten rally, and then the Razor Dawn kills the BSB with shooting, and the Source Cav on the left rush through and destroy the Doom Diver. So, ouch, last turn kind of hurts there, but let's add it up. So really, during the whole game, I really felt that the Lizardmen were beating the Orcs, but then when I was finally looking around at the board, most of the Orc main units were still there. I mean, I lost the characters, but really all the blocks are still there, and I have a couple of banners to make up for the one table quarter and the general being killed. So I added up all the points, and it turned out that the Lizardmen were only ahead by 147 points. So it's a tie. So anyway, looking back on this game, it was a lot of fun. Some crazy stuff going on, and some bad luck for Animosity for the Orcs. But, you know, it just made the game more interesting, and I hope you liked it. Okay, thanks. Bye.